Welcome home, neighbors.
Welcome home, neighbors.
Hello, neighbors.
We're listening from
Arizona,
Florida,
Maryland, New York, New Jersey,
Indianapolis,
California,
Utah,
Michigan,
Iowa,
Massachusetts,
Georgia,
Canada,
our home resort is
Animal Kingdom,
Polynesia,
Bay Lake Tower,
Old Key West,
Riviera,
Boardwalk,
Alani Resort,
Boulder Ridge, Copper Creek,
Grand Floridian,
Saratoga Springs,
Beach Club,
and Wilderness Lodge.
and you're listening to
and you're listening
You're listening
to
my
Well, welcome home, everybody. My name is Chad Pennycuff, and this is the Community Hall Live podcast, and this is episode 11, recorded live stream to Facebook and YouTube on September 6th, 2020. And I would like to thank our sponsor for today's episode, Dvc Rental Store. So you can save thousands of dollars on guaranteed reservations through dvcrentalstore.com. Right now, a lot of people can't come back in and use their points. So you've got international people from Canada, third-party countries, UK. They can't make it over here due to the COVID crisis. So there's kind of an abundance of points available. So go ahead and reach out to them. You can get points for as low as $10 a point. I just updated the dues chart today, and a lot of our dues are $7, $8, even $10 if you own Vero. So you can essentially get points to rent for just the cost of dues these days. DVCRentalStore.com. Let them know you heard about them here on the My DVC Points platform. So that being said and done, I want to come back in and ask everybody to subscribe, like, and share. If you could, let's get the show out there. Hit that like button for us. That really kind of helps us get some visibility. And today's episode is all about extended weekends. And this is a topic that came up last week at the end of the show when we asked everybody, hey, what do you want to talk about on the next live show? Somebody said, let's talk about what resort would be the best resort to stay at for an extended day stay weekend. So there's 10 federal holidays. I looked them all up, and we're going to come back in and talk about the best DVC resorts for extended weekends. And to help me carry on this conversation, I'm going to welcome back our producer, Gina. So, hey, Gina, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Oh, good deal. Glad to have you back. Okay. And you're not at home today.
No, we are on our Labor Day weekend, extended weekend in Las Vegas. Since our parks are closed, this is the next closest theme park area.
Oh, gotcha. That's right, because you live in right there at the Disneyland area as well. So, and then I want to welcome back our co-host for the DVC Newscast show. And welcome back to the show, Pete.
Hey, Chad. Hey, Gina. How you doing?
Hey, Pete. How are you today?
Doing really well. Enjoying the long weekend.
You know, it's nice to stay home for a long weekend every now and then. That's what I'm figuring
there's a lot
out.
of staying at home lately, but yeah, it's been nice. We've done a few things, but mostly just hanging out and taking care of the home. So it's been nice.
Awesome. And now I want to welcome back to the show, Mr. Brad Coates
Hey,
from
everybody.
the DVC Roundtable over at Resort Loop. Hey, Brad, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing awesome, Chad. Always love hanging out with you guys.
Oh, good deal, good deal, good deal. So we've got our question tonight of best resorts for a DVC extended weekend. Okay? If you can't tell, I'm kind of a big fan for Old Key West for these. Okay? So you'll be seeing a little bit of Old Key West votes coming from me coming up. Just decided to rock it as the green screen tonight because I'm kind of missing that sandcastle slide. But so we're just going to walk through all 10 of these holiday weekends that are coming up. And so we'll ask everybody on screen. We'll just go around the corner, Gina, Peter, Brad, myself, and then we'll ask the audience what they were up to for that weekend. Okay. So the first one is New Year's weekend. Okay. Gina, where are you going?
Oh, for New Year's, I'm at Bay Lake Tower.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yep.
No doubt.
Pete?
That would have been my first pick, Bay Lake Tower or Grand Floridian, but yeah, Bay Lake #1.
Yep. What about you, Brad?
We'll make it a clean sweep. Definitely. I mean, how can you miss that with the view of the fireworks? That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Now, if I was to go give a caveat and go maybe try something new, I might try Riviera.
Oh,
Get
okay.
a view
Actually, that would
of that
be-
spot. enjoy that. But
Yeah.
it's not going to beat out Bay Lake. So
Exactly. No, that's like a no-brainer.
if you guys booked all the rooms, then I'm going to Riviera.
Got it. Well, I own Bay Lake, so I am definitely going to Bay Lake. And if I'm not there, I might just splurge on a Poly Lakeview room and hope and pray that I get the top 2 floors. Okay. So that there is a lake view and not a bungalow view. Okay. That's what I would hope and pray there. But let's see where some of the audience is going to go on New Year's weekend as well. And so, well, Craig kind of jumped ahead of us a little bit and said on Columbus Day, he's taken the 3-bedroom Bay Lake Tower. So, and yeah, so that's kind of cool. And I don't see any other comments out there as well. So we got New Year's weekend. Okay. And next up would be MLK weekend.
Marching around again, I'm going to come out of it.
Okay. So MLK weekend, we'll just jump over to Pete. Okay, Pete, where are you going?
That's a good question. Middle of winter, I'm going to go somewhere that it's going to feel warm. So I think I would probably go with probably going to the Poly. I think if I'm going for Labor Day weekend, I want to go someone that's going to have a tropical feel, because even if it's not going to be the warmest, January is not necessarily you're going to get warm temperatures in Florida, but at least it's going to feel like I'm in the tropics if I'm walking around at that resort. That's my pick.
Awesome. What about you, Brad? MLK.
And I was kind of thinking along the same lines. I'd probably go with Beach Club.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, now I'm gonna avoid Beach Club till it's spring or fall, okay, or summer, because you could get them dicey January days. Like I was there last January and it was 32 degrees. Like, and I ain't going into Stormalong Bay and that happening. So, but I can tell you where I went last time. It was near MLK weekend, and that was the tree houses at Saratoga, and that was incredible because they were not sold out. So you could have 2 parking spots there. And it was just a really good remote time. And gotta love the tree houses, okay? I don't know if I could do them in like a heavy park time, but when we were just coming back in to just pop into a park, burn off our fast passes, and hit Disney Springs and some restaurants and just relax, tree houses were a great option for MLK. Gina, did we get your mic issues figured out?
Figured out. Okay, so I thought about, I actually had time too to think. So I'm thinking Saratoga, because you're right there at the Springs and can walk over to the Springs, or Old Key West, because then you can just take the boat to the Springs. So if it's just a quick weekend, I think I'm doing a Disney Springs weekend. Got it. And so, well, the audience is a little behind us as well, so I'll catch up with some of these. I forget that there's a delay on Facebook of at least 20 seconds. So, yeah. But Ron was saying Poly Lakeview, 3rd floor, Moorea. Oh, yeah, for New Year's.
There you go.
Probably for New Year's.
And then, get up high, you can see it. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mark was saying Bay Lake Tower for New Year's. Yeah. And yeah, I think that's one of the main reasons why you own Bay Lake Tower is to get 4th of July and New Year's for them bonus fireworks shows, right?
Yeah.
And Holly says that they accidentally booked MLK weekend for Copper Creek at the 11 months and didn't realize it until she put in for vacation. But she loved having the boat to Magic Kingdom and a view of the water pageant, also Geyser Point. And the kids were even able to sneak a trip to the splash pad pool on a warm day. Yes. And Mark he's hanging out with the animals over at nice. Animal Kingdom on MLK. So, okay, next up, the next holiday is, and it kind of goes Valentine's Day / President's Weekend, depending on how you want to come back in and play this, right? So we actually get the day, and it's usually right around Valentine's Day. And if you play your cards right, you can sneak it both ways, okay? But it's also like Run Disney peak time as well.
Yeah, so that week, we actually... The Northeast has vacation that whole week. So living in New York, we get vacation that whole week. And the next weekend, the weekend after President's Weekend, is the Princess Half Marathon weekend.
Oh, God.
So that week in general is a pretty busy week at Disney. And it can be even worse depending on when Mardi Gras falls, because
Oh,
Mardi Gras can fall the same week, in which case not only is most
that
of
might-
New England there, but most of Louisiana is there too.
okay, that might change my where I want to stay.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked to hear that. If you don't have a business that works for Mardi Gras, you get the heck out of town. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of the kids have a long weekend for Mardi Gras. They have Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, that's a
off.
good point.
So it sometimes
That's
falls
definitely
the same
a good point.
as President's Day weekend. So yeah, there can be some crowds there. Not every year it falls like that, but it does occasionally.
It could. Mm.
So, but we've been a couple times that week, not for just a weekend. But I would lean towards probably staying at my home resort, because I know how busy it is that week, and having Animal Kingdom. That's one of my home resorts, and that's a great week to be at Animal Kingdom, because it's end of February. It starts warming up, so you can use the pools and everything like that. And it's still cool enough. The animals are really active, so that would be my pick.
Yeah, there you go. Brad, where are you going?
So if I'm running, then I would be probably. Are we able to say a resort more than once? Because I'd be back at beach.
Yeah,
sure.
Because it's nice and close. It's easier to get to the starting if you get in that region there. Maybe Riviera, if I'm running. But if I'm not running, then I want to be somewhere where it's quiet and I want to get away. So I might go to Copper Creek, Boulder Ridge. Kind of that mountain feel, quiet, setback, serene.
Yeah.
While all that craziness is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, then I'd have the boat, hopefully, to get over to the parks and not have to deal with the streets. Because that's one thing, buses during race weekend is stay away from resorts with buses. It gets crazy.
Good point.
Yep.
Got it. I know. MLK Weekend, that's typically you have to book a home resort.
Yeah.
And if I could get Old Key West there, I probably would, just because I know the crowds and all that are insane. And I'm going to want to have my own car so that I can drive around and not have to deal with the crazy buses. So Old Key West in your old car, and you get a little bit more elbow room between you and other people, elbow room at the parking lot. So I'm going to want my elbow room on President's Day weekend, just due to that Run Disney craziness that comes up.
It's a good thought.
So, yeah. Gina, where are you at?
So I actually agree with Brad in doing the Copper Creek Wilderness Lodge, staying away, being in the wilderness, calming down. And then, if I did do the run, it would be Boardwalk. I would want to stay at Boardwalk for the Run Disney event.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I've yet to do a Run Disney at the World, so we'll have to wait and see.
So that's on your bucket list, it sounds like.
Because I've done land. I've not done World.
By the way, Gina, I was out there for the last half marathon at Disneyland.
Oh, yeah? So was
Bring them back. I want to come back. I love races out there. So, we do.
Got it. Well, Ron's saying President's Week for us in Buffalo, New York. February is beautiful
Ron,
month.
I'm from Buffalo too.
Yep.
Right.
So Port Orleans, Riverside, Magnolia, the building to love to take long walks along the water. So, okay. Ron's not even using points on that one. So
he's cash only.
he's going cash on that
again,
one.
it's right around Mardi Gras, so going to the Port Orleans resorts, either
You could probably get a little bit of a Mardi Gras bonus
get
there.
That's a little bit of that going on. So
now I'm seeing the wisdom there. Now that Pete points it out, okay. But Mark Koppel is saying for Valentine's Day or President's Day weekend, Copper Creek, away from the races and near my wife's birthday, and it's our home resort, which you love. So awesome. And then Evelyn says that we bring our car all the time.
That's great.
And that's awesome. So I usually end up renting one about half the time, depending on what's going on and how busy I am and how much park time I'm planning on. Yeah. So, okay, that covers President's Day weekend. Gina, what's next?
We have Memorial Day.
Yeah, Memorial Day. And Gina, where are you going for Memorial Day?
So this is to honor America, the start of summer. It's a Polynesian weekend because you're starting the summer. You want to be on the beach. You want to have that Hawaiian feel. It's definitely the Poly.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Pete, what about you?
I think for Memorial Day weekend, well, let's see. We were supposed to be at Bay Lake Tower this past year for Memorial Day weekend. So I'm going to go with that because I was really looking forward to it. We had a Magic Kingdom view room, and I was really bummed that got canceled because I was really looking forward to that experience. So that's going to be my pick just for nostalgia reason.
Yeah, to make up for lost
I got a cat
time.
in my way here. Sorry.
That's just photo bombing you.
Yeah.
I live here, man.
Brad, what about you?
So if we're allowed to not have to be on property,
Okay.
I'd go to Vero. And we're talking, of course, we're talking about what we'd like to do, not what we pull off. Because May and not owning it, Vero might not happen. But,
holiday weekends in Vero or Hilton Head.
Tough.
Nothing during the summer month.
But if I got my choice, I think that's where I'd kind of like to go. But if I'm on site, I am probably over with Gina and hanging out at the Poly, kind of kicking off the summer. And I'm a cruiser guy. I like to cruise. I like the beach. I scuba dive. So that I'm into that, the sand and beach experience. So I'm with you. That's kind of how I'd launch my summer.
So it's not a federal holiday, but it's a very popular DVC weekend. That's also in May. We didn't mention Mother's Day. Where would you take where would
that
you
one's
go for
easy,
Mother's
Pete.
Day?
That's wherever mom says. Okay, that's wherever mom says. Like that ain't even a discussion. Okay.
Let me see. What's my wife's favorite resort? Okay, that's what
Honey says I want to go here. That's what happens. Like, no, I mean, come on now, Pete. That ain't even up for a debate, buddy. So
there's no choice. There's no choice there.
But I can tell you, for me, and I actually did this one Memorial Day was I went to Grand Flow, and the reason why is you've got that Victorian feel that kind of gives me the Liberty Square vibe. Okay. Mm-hmm. When you take that Victorian era back some, it kind of has that old-timey, slightly formal. And for me, Memorial Day is a time of reverence. It's a time of formality. It's a time to thank those who have served and given their life up so that we can have freedom. Okay. To me, that just kind of pairs well with the formality of the Grand Flow. Okay. So that's why I'm picking Grand Flow for Memorial Day.
It's a good one.
And it's interesting. We all picked
Monorail.
Magic Kingdom Resorts, Monorail Resorts, but Magic Kingdom Resorts. And I think something about Memorial Day feels Magic Kingdom.
Yes, definitely.
It's the park that honors. It's the park that most honors like the ideals of America. So I think that's probably why we all subconsciously were like, it's got to be a Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. Close to the flag. Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably a pretty good comment here. So Mark was saying, Polly, our first trip together, and this would be the way to kick off the season for Memorial Day. Vicky backs me up and says Riviera for mom here, right? And then our buddy Willie says Memorial Day is the start of summer in Florida. For us, it's been Polly or Old Key West for summer vibes and Boardwalk Villas once the Epcot access to check out Flower and Garden opens up.
That's a good point. That's a good one. Oh.
Yeah, that is. I can see the whole summer vibe thing kicking in, right? Mm-hmm. Although I'm going to argue it's always summer in Florida by Detroit standards. So, yeah.
Except for in January. It's pretty cold.
Yep. And then Evelyn says Mother's Day, Copper Creek for 8 days. Evelyn, was that your pick? Okay. Are you down with this as what mom wanted? Okay. Okay. So that's Memorial Day. And now we're circling back over to Independence Day, July 3rd and 4th. And I can see a sweep coming on this one as well. Okay.
Well, if I don't have to stay on property, if I have to stay at a different resort, it's Disneyland. I'd rather be at Grand Cal, Disneyland. But since if I'm in Florida, it's Bay Lake.
Oh, you could go. Hey, you could definitely. It's a DVC resort.
Okay,
this is the best.
Grand Cal. I'm choosing Grand Cal. I love Disneyland on 4th of July. I love it.
Got it. Yeah. Okay, Pete.
The initial thought is Bay Lake, but I am going to go Beach Club because I am in the heat of the Florida summer and I am going to want that pool. And that's where I'm going to pick. It isn't necessarily going to be the best place to see the Magic Kingdom fireworks, but you know, I can check out the Epcot 4th of July whatever the new pro show is going to end up being, and then I can otherwise be there
Epcot whenever,
enjoying that pool. Yeah. Instead of Epcot forever, Epcot whatever.
Whatever. Or Epcot whichever. We don't know.
And whenever.
Yeah, whatever is what I went with, right? Because we don't know when that's coming back. Okay.
That's good.
And I'm going Magic Kingdom View, Grand Villa, Independence Day, and I'm having a big listener meetup. Okay.
Oh,
that is on my bucket list because I will have 4 balconies to stock full of people, and Top of the World will be closed for you got to pay to play. We'll just open it up and host a little party there for the My DVC Points community and those who listen to the show and follow us.
I'll be there with my mask on.
So there you go. Right. And so, yeah, that's what I'm doing on Independence Day. It is on my bucket list, and I am like dead serious about pulling that off one of these years. If it wasn't for my Alani trip next year, I'd be pulling it off. And if the fireworks are going on, not spending those points if no fireworks.
If I'm getting to do my choice, then I'm glad you kind of did go before I had a chance to go, because I'm with you. Unless I've made you mad and I'm not on the list anymore. I'm with you. Otherwise, guess what, Gina? We Disneyland fans, we got to stick together. I'm hanging out with Grand Californian with you.
That's the best.
Got it. Gina almost convinced me to like hang out in Disneyland on the way back from Alani this year and snag a Grand Villa there. But we decided to go for 5 days there as opposed to 2 nights. So that's what happened to that one.
See, Pete's bosses showed up again.
Yeah, no kidding.
We know who runs your house. We know.
Yeah.
Yep. And so some of the other comments here. Evelyn says that was her choice. And Michael Thomas says Fort Wilderness Lodge, which would be another really good Davy Crockett kind of a independent kind of a
camp. Cabin or camp, Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't be camping anymore. That ship done sailed. But the cabin, that might be fun, you know.
Well, I mean, if you're rolling in with an RV that's air conditioned and the hookups and like camping ain't camping anymore here, right? Yeah. These guys have taken this up to the next level, right? And then Mark says 4th of July weekend. He's not going to Disney because it's way too hot. I'll see you in the fall. Okay. Mark, it's a perfect time to hang out in
theoretical,
New York.
Mark. Come on.
Mark, come to Disneyland. It'll be
not as hot. Not as hot in July.
Yep. But Ron was saying, as educators, this is when we go. Poly all the way. Hot week. Convenience of the monorail to MK and Epcot is a must. Fireworks from Bay Lake Convention Center parking lot. Monorail back, no traffic to deal with. So, yeah, there you go. Okay. But Ron, you're going to come up to my listener meetup if you're there, buddy. So you got the inside track. Okay. And then Michael was saying is over at the lodge.
Not at the cabin.
Okay. So got it. Okay. So next holiday would be Labor Day. Where we are now. Okay. Go ahead, Gina.
Well, this is a hard one because every Labor Day I'm in California. So again, it would have to be Grand Cal because I live here, and it's just I can't see myself getting on a plane for a 3-day. So it's got to be California. But for Memorial Day, I'll fly out. I'll fly out anytime in the summer. It's just school just started, so I'm like, I'm staying in California.
Okay. Pete, Labor Day, best resort.
Well, I've been for Labor Day a couple times, and I think we've been at Beach Club at least twice for Labor Days, and that's again similar to what I said for July 4th. When it's hot, I want to be where there's a great pool and I can spend my afternoons at the pool. My other choice would probably be the Poly, I think, because for the same reason, it's got a great pool, great location, got that kind of tropical feel. So I think one of those two.
Oh, okay. I mean, good luck finding a chair at the Poly when it's open, okay? On a holiday weekend, but I'm picking up what you're laying down.
I'll rent a cabana and go to the quiet pool. How's that?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Brad?
Those cabanas at the quiet pool are a good deal.
Yeah, they really are. Pete, taser goes a long ways. I'm just saying. So
Especially
I don't know. They passed out and they fell off, but chairs open. So. Okay. You know what? I've already been to Beach Club twice, or I might be over there with Pete. So I'm probably going to go over to the boardwalk. I like me some crazy clown pool, so I'm probably going to go hang out boardwalk. I haven't been there yet, and want to hit them all, so or hit as many as I can.
Yeah, I'm torn on this one. Okay, really torn because I'd kind of like to sneak over to the beach resorts. Okay, Vero or Hilton Head, but I don't know that I'll be able to handle the traffic. Right, for me on a 3-day weekend, I'm gonna want a Magical Express Labor Day just because of the Labor Day traffic and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not getting a car here. So that's gonna put me back at Beach Club because that's my go-to jam for hot weather. So I'm there with you guys. So, but let's see where everybody else wants to go. Okay, and Mark is with us at Beach Club. Okay, if he did go this time of year, it would have to be Beach Club. And then Willie says, always been the Poly for Labor Day, home resort to celebrate the birthday. And this year we tried Animal Kingdom Jumbo for the Value Studios, but it sounds like the birthday celebration just wasn't quite there at Jumbo, right?
Oh, and I'm going to add another reason for Beach Club on Labor Day, and that's because nowadays Food and Wine starts on Labor Day weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to Epcot.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's on all year, so you know.
This year it is.
You get it in. You used to have to do it then because it would be gone in a couple months, but now, no. But that's a good point.
It's only like 98 days a year. It's
exactly. That's a very good point. Get in through the side entrance. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And so, Gina, what do we got for our next holiday here? I think we're looking.
Columbus Day, where I'm going to be this year. So if it was my perfect world, I'd be staying at Beach Club for Columbus Day for the Epcot Food and Wine, definitely. And that would be my whole purpose for going.
Mine for Columbus Day. It's a little cooler. The pool's not as important to me. Boardwalk is where I want to be in October or November during the Food and Wine season. Perfect location. It's also great for walking over to Hollywood Studios. So that's I actually like that resort better than Beach Club. We had that discussion a couple weeks ago, but I think in the heat of the summer, I'd probably rather still be at Beach Club. But once we hit October and it's not so scorching hot, I'd rather be at Boardwalk.
Got it.
With that creepy clown.
Yep.
Yes.
Coaster.
So I guess for me, if I'm looking at it, I'm following the theme of trying to do some other new resorts, and they're not really tied to the theme of that holiday. Really tough to tie it. With just what Pete said, adding on to it, I'm going to the Riviera. Mainly not because it's really tied to this, but it's an elegant place. I got to stay there a week ago when we were there. Chad and I were both down at the World, and so I got to stay there. I've actually grown to really like it. And that Skyliner to Epcot was so quick and simple and easy. I could get right down there, get in for Food and Wine, enjoy the boardwalk. There was nights when I would just get on it and ride it to go somewhere. So yeah, I think I'm going to be at the Riviera.
Okay.
I like it.
I'm still sticking with Beach Club on this one. Okay. Because it's still warm enough to enjoy the pool. November could be a slightly cool, but it really doesn't start cooling off in Florida until like November-ish, from what I'm told.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hot there no matter what. So I think it's still hot enough to enjoy Beach Club.
Oh, yeah,
and
definitely.
I'm definitely going to end up taking that in for Columbus Day because, just Magical Express me down there to the Beach Club. I'll go eat Food and Wine, boardwalk, maybe pop over to Magic Kingdom for a little bit. Okay. Maybe not. Like, I'm definitely going to hit the Epcot boardwalk line. Beach Club pool. That's my Columbus Day as well, right? And so Mark is saying he's with all of us. He says any Epcot resort would do.
Yeah.
That's all of us. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gina, did we get your answer on this one?
Yeah, with Beach Club.
Okay. And then Ron was saying he went this time of year. He's thinking Boardwalk. And so, but he's also thinking Boulder Ridge. Okay. So you can't go wrong with
Any of them.
any of them.
Yeah.
No. So, okay, then.
Yeah, and let's be honest, Columbus Day weekend, you're probably going to your home resort.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the busier DVC weeks. So,
It's right there at about Jersey Week sometime too, right? It can overlap that. And
Jersey Week's, I think, more towards the beginning of November, but Columbus Day it's
just
a lot of locals. You get a lot of people in the Northeast having long weekends, taking their kids out of school. It's probably one of the top 4 weeks for DVC. So,
and it's still in the heart of Food and Wine, so there's
yeah. So it's really, you
Seems
got
like
Halloween, you got the Halloween parties usually. I mean, this year you don't, but it's a very popular time.
it's like some of my Colorado teacher friends have the whole week off right around there as well.
Yeah, so it's a busy week normally.
Yeah. Okay. So after Columbus Day, we have Veterans Day, and which again is another crazy busy weekend. Like, we love our 3-day holiday weekends, and it's just crazy busy there because Food and Wine's still going on.
Yeah, often the Wine and Dine marathons right around that weekend.
It's that weekend before, I think, but yeah, it's right around there.
Yeah.
So people will hang out.
Yeah, you're right. It's the weekend before.
Yeah, but people will hang out.
Take a whole week vacation and
leaving around then. Yeah.
And it used to be, though they extended it. It used to be the end of Food and Wine was on Veterans Day itself on the Monday of Veterans Day. So, but now they've extended it and it goes almost to Thanksgiving. So it's not as bad. But there was one year we went that year and we thought, oh, let's go the Monday because they've extended it to Monday. It won't be so crowded, and it was crazy because it was the last day.
Got it.
So, but I'm still going to Boardwalk.
Okay.
Okay. So you're going to Boardwalk. Gina, where are you headed?
I'm actually going to go to Animal Kingdom. I think that would be a good time. The weather's finally mellowing out. The animals will be more active because it's not so dead heat, hot, and I'm hanging out with Savannah View.
Yeah, there you go.
Now,
Brad?
doing Jumbo Kidani, that's a whole other story.
Brad, where are you at?
Different show.
Veterans Day weekend.
And I'm actually, once again, I'm with Gina. I've already avoided my favorite place on property, and so it's time for me to start plugging in. So I'd be over to Animal Kingdom, and I don't care. Jumbo, Kidani, I'm good. I want Jumbo because I want to have scored another club level. So,
There you go. There you go.
Right? And I don't care as long as I'm over there. And for a lot of the same reasons, it'd be great weather time, relaxing. If I was feeling very patriotic, I might slip up and go to Bay Lake so that I can be right there for like the flag lowering and everything at Magic Kingdom, and then still have access to Epcot by the monorail. So, probably at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, I'm either going to Animal Kingdom or Poly, and I'm probably leaning towards Poly for this one, for the simple fact that I'd probably be bringing kids with me if I could. So I don't believe they get the day off most years. Usually that's my day to go hang out by myself because the wife and kids don't get the day off. But if they did and I could bring them, I would definitely be going down to the Poly because I would want the 5-person studio. And I can't really get that at Animal Kingdom.
That's a good point.
So we can cram into a studio for a holiday weekend if everybody's annual passes are up and it's just a quick 3-day trip.
And that's a great point, Chad, because that's what this site's all about, right? Encouraging people to think through your choice.
Yes.
It's all about who you're bringing, when you're coming, and the fact that you have 5. See, I don't have to think about that. I've only got 4 if all of us go. So, although I do have a new son-in-law, so I guess I have to take him all the time now. So I guess I'm up to 5. So I'm going to be calling you for advice, Chad.
There you go. There you go. Right. So there you go. So that's where I'm going for Veterans Day. Okay. And I think next up on the list, we're going to go back in 2 weeks for Thanksgiving. Okay. And I don't get the day off after Thanksgiving. So I usually work that day because there's usually nothing going on and it's like getting paid to do nothing day. But that being said and done, if I were to go to Disney, it is on my bucket list to go to the cabins that weekend at Copper Creek.
Oh,
okay. And
dreaming big, attaboy.
Yes. Because it's a long enough trip that you could really check in and get some quality time enjoying the cabins. They're going to have the Christmas decorations up. Okay. So you get Wilderness Lodge with Christmas time, right? The points aren't expensive at Thanksgiving as they are at Christmas time going for there. And there's no like extended holiday during that first 2 weeks of cheap point season. Okay. So that's when I'm going to sneak in and get my cabins in. And not only that, but my buddy Willie, when I did his interview with him, and he's already posted here as well. So our Thanksgiving is our annual Copper Creek trip. Just bought to get 4 nights that week, right? So I am like going there to like crash Willie's family deal and buy him a drink at Geyser Point. So that's what I'm doing there. Okay. He convinced me on that episode.
Yep, I'm crashing because I need to do what Dan Cockrell said and watch that Christmas tree go up. So if it comes up the day after Thanksgiving, I'm there sitting in Copper Creek, sitting above the lobby, watching that tree come up.
Nice.
Yeah, that's on my bucket list.
Pete, what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
So Thanksgiving is all about food, and I am all about food. And the resort to me that's all about food is Animal Kingdom, and Animal Kingdom Villas, and that's where I'm going. I'm gonna eat at Jico on Thanksgiving, and I'm gonna eat at Boma the next day, and I'm gonna eat at Sanaa the next day, and that's gonna be my long weekend and loosen my belt.
Stretchy pants.
Right.
Well, see, now if you're at Copper Creek with Gina and I, you can take the boat over to the Contemporary where they usually host the DVC Thanksgiving dinner. Okay.
Yeah.
So you and 45 closest friends.
Yeah. So there we go. Brad, did we get you on this one?
No, not yet. You kind of messed me up. I had it in mind when you sold me on the cabins. That's great, but I am actually going to stick with my plan since I'm doing all of this in 1 year, right? Right. This is my plan. We're going to do all
this all 1 year. Yeah, of course.
1 year. We're going to be buying points from Chad because he's the only guy in this group here that has that many points.
Oh. Hey, did you not see like here we go. Nope. Not that one.
Gotta be renting points here.
That one. There we go. DVC Rental Store, man.
That's right. We got it covered.
They got the hookup for you, brother. So
I'm going to be now I just lost my train of thought. I was going to be at the Grand Floridian. And the main reason was because now I totally lost my main reason for going there. Okay, never mind. I'm at the cabins, I guess.
Oh, come on over, right?
You can do another holiday there.
Come on over, right?
I didn't remember exactly why I was going to be over there because I hadn't been there yet. But I do too know because with the Christmas decorations going up, that's the resort. Now they won't all be up through the entire weekend probably. But hopefully if the gingerbread house is up and everything, then I've satisfied my wife's craving to go to Grand Floridian because she dreams every Christmas of being in the Grand Floridian lobby, just seeing the incredible things that are there. So, and I happen to plan on being somewhere else for Christmas, so I got to go there to appease my wife. So.
Oh, happy wife, happy life. We know how that goes, right? So our buddy Mark says, we did Thanksgiving last year at Saratoga and the week after that at Copper Creek, and he loves Saratoga.
Okay, good to know.
I'm loving the new refurbs that are happening. So I can't wait till
stuff to be up at Copper Creek. That would be nice.
Yeah, there we go. And then Dan says we stayed at Copper Creek 2 years ago for a Thanksgiving trip. Nothing gets you in the Christmas spirit more than the Wilderness Lodge at Christmas time.
Everything's so beautiful.
Yeah. Yep. So there you go. So that is Thanksgiving as well. And I think we've covered all the comments there. Let's move over to Christmas time. And I just have to cringe at the point charts on this one. Okay.
We're just dreaming here.
We're in fantasy land all along here. So
Exactly.
I don't think we're worrying about point charts, are we?
Oh, I have to. I can't not. Like, I can't not worry about point charts. So, Gina, where are you going for Christmas?
So it was funny because at first I'm like, oh, I'm doing Grand Flow for that gingerbread house. And then I thought, I want to be at Aulani. I would do Aulani at Christmas. I love Hawaii at Christmas time. I love it. It's perfect weather. The waves are huge. I'm doing Aulani. I'm having a Hawaiian Christmas.
Nice. I didn't even think about that.
I was doing Grand Flow, and I'm like, no, I want Hawaiian. I want the Hawaiian vibe.
So, Pete, where are you going?
I think this is where I want to be at Wilderness Lodge. I think that's the obvious choice, but to me, it's if I'm going to and if we're living in the real world, I'm probably never ever going to go to Disney at Christmas time, but for Christmas. But if I was going to be there, the idea of being at Wilderness Lodge with a very Christmassy atmosphere in my mind, that would be the place I would want to be.
Got it. Brad?
And interestingly enough, I haven't stayed there on the Christmas day, but we've kind of done several trips where we were there during the Christmas celebration times. And I love Disneyland. Their Christmas is amazing. But my first real Christmas trip to Disney World is what made me buy my second contract. And there's just something unique and it just grabs my heart about Animal Kingdom and their tree. And I'm trying to remember if it isn't
their tree.
Is it the Kidani one that's so incredible and unique? They're both nice. I just can't remember. But all I know is it doesn't scream Christmas. But it doesn't.
But it's so Christmas, yeah.
Yeah. But it's Christmas in a different country.
Yeah.
I didn't mention that with my Thanksgiving, but I was thinking that as well as that. Plus, I'd probably get a little of that Animal Kingdom Christmas if I was there for Thanksgiving. So.
And the other thing I was going to say was, exactly what Pete said. Because of all the dining and the options that are there, and because I'm not going to want to be in a single park. If I somehow got stuck being at Disney World on Christmas Day, I am going to be staying. It's a resort only stay.
Yeah.
And of all the resorts that I could stay and not leave, it's my beloved Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, there you go. I'm looking at the point charts here. Okay. And while I would love to take more than a 3 or 4 day weekend, I can't go to Aulani for just an extended. No.
Can't go before. I can. It's the same flight for me.
Yeah. But that being said and done, I'm going to look at the point charts and I'm going to go Saratoga standard because I'm like point stingy here. And the other thing is I did an interview with a young lady who talked about the Christmas tree trail over at Saratoga Springs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And so I wouldn't mind, checking that out. And then I've already got my Christmas fix over from Thanksgiving. Okay. At the cabins. So now I need to feel like I need to save some points and go back over to a Saratoga standard view and kind of balance things out. So that's what I'm doing there as well.
Now, I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but it seems like Saratoga and Old Key West are the two top resorts where people will decorate themselves. And they'll decorate their rooms and their windows and for the ones that have the little balconies. That's a good thought for Saratoga because there's a lot of decorations there too that are just people doing it, which is kind of cool.
Interesting. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, that is. I think it completely violates a lot of the DVC rules if you start hanging lights up in the windows and that kind of things. But so I do want to point that out, but I could see people going a little crazy there.
Yeah,
okay.
definitely.
And I do know, like our mentor, Sue, who helped us get into DVC, she keeps an owner's locker down there of a third one for like a toy train set and Christmas decorations because they go in December every year. And so they just have an extra locker down there just for Christmas decorations. So I have heard of that as well. But coming back in and circling up on some more comments. So Holly says, I choose a cabin for Christmas. Imagine a tree in the living room plus a tree in the main lobby.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Holly,
That's
you're
good.
either
Put down one of those ones outside and put it up in your.
yeah. What is it with you guys and like promoting, breaking the rules here? Like,
Christmas vacation going on here.
or you could pay like $500 for the little Charlie Brown Christmas tree from the Disney Floral Shop, right?
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Man, oh man, right? So Mark says, I always cheated with Christmas and go the first week of December at Copper Creek. Points on Christmas week is just way too many.
Yep.
But if he had the points, he'd go to Grand Flow. And Rana's right there with him. So Grand Flow for the gingerbread house, decorated trees, music, and just an unbelievable feeling. And then Dan's going to be next door to Holly at a cabin at Wilderness Lodge as a bucket list for us over Christmas break. And just park me in front of the fireplace next to the tree in the Wilderness lobby. There you go as well. And so that's what we've got going on for that. Jared asked a good question here, Gina. Maybe you can give him an update as to when the West Coast will open.
You know what I know, which is we don't know. So basically, our governor said they're in talks and we don't have a date as of yet. So that's the answer is we don't know.
But they are talking about opening up the theme parks there, which is pretty awesome.
They're talking, but who knows how long that's going to go on for.
But they've been talking since they made the first announcements. They never stopped talking, but it's just nothing comes out of it, huh, Gina? It's like, come on.
Resolved.
Yeah, well, there we go.
I never picked the Grand Californian on any of my long weekends, but that was more because coming from New York, I'm probably not going to Los Angeles or Anaheim for a long weekend, but that is a beautiful. That would be a beautiful location. I would actually love to visit there at Christmas time, but it would not be for a long weekend.
I have been to Grand Cal during Christmas time, and they do a gingerbread tree there as well, or a gingerbread building. The last time it was a model of the Grand Californian done as a gingerbread house. Okay. And it was incredible, just awe-inspiring, okay? And really made you want to come up there and look into it, you know what I'm saying? But it was pretty well guarded and roped off, okay?
But it smells so good. You can smell it all the way when you're walking in, all the way down. You can smell it, so it's fragrant.
That's what I always want to do at the beach club. Is it beach club or boardwalk where they do the carousel? Maybe it's
beach club. Beach Club with the chocolate carousel. Yeah,
chocolate carousel. I'm always like, well, I'm just gonna take that horse.
I tripped and bit the horse. I'm so sorry.
I hate it when that happens, right? So that's pretty much what we've got for this show. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in. A reminder to download the My DVC Points app if you haven't. And also do a final shout out and thank you to our sponsors, DVC Resale Market, Dvc Rental Store, Onera Financial, and Incredible Vacation Homes. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you get a chance, leave us a review on iTunes. I haven't seen too many here on the Community Hall podcast yet, but we'd love to come back in and get some of your reviews as well. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this little mini holiday weekend show about holiday weekends. So, and we want to thank the community members for suggesting this as a topic. We thought it was a pretty decent topic to pull off on a holiday weekend.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that being said and done, I can also come back in and roll a special thank you video to our Patreons as well and our sponsors. So let me come back in and do that. And with that, we will say goodnight at the end of this video. See you real soon, everybody.